Hello, this is Kylie from Hello Crafter, and this is the final project, project number 5 of our all-day Christmas craft getaway. And this is the bonus project, and it is the scrolled paper Christmas tree. So we're doing a bit of quilling here and with the paper strips, and it stands in a little cork and it stands up, so it makes a very cute little Christmas decoration in all your coordinating papers that you've been using today. So we're starting off with 24 strips of paper. These measure 6 inches, so the papers actually come in 6-inch squares, so I've cut them down to 1 centimetre strips, so 15.2 centimetres or 6 inches. So they're all different papers as well, so, and they're double-sided, but they all coordinate. There's 24 of those. You've got some ribbon. This is the gorgeous Evening Evergreen ribbon there. This is a coffee stirrer, so you can use a skewer instead if you don't have one of these. And the cork. And the cork, I've popped a little hole in, a little slit in there with a knife, which you'll just about be able to see, I think, and that is where your coffee stirrer will sit, so you should be able to push it in just 0.5 centimetre or so, and that should securely hold in place. If you need to make another hole, just use the tip of a sharp knife just to make a hole carefully that your stirrer can sit into. And this, first of all, you need to prepare with some double-sided tape. I'm just going about halfway down with the tape on both sides of the stirrer. So if you got a kit through the post, this bit should already have been done for you in preparation. And now we have to do some curling of our papers. So working in pairs, grab 2 bits the same, doesn't matter which, and what we're going to do is make some loops. So I'm curling these just loosely around my finger to give a bit of a bend, and that will make the loop more easily folding round. And you need to put a bit of glue on the end and attach the other end to it. So you're making loops, and you want 10 of these all together, so 5 pairs. It doesn't have to be in pairs, you can do random, but I quite like to have mine symmetrical, so I'm going to do mine in pairs. So that's the first pair. So I've done 3 pairs there already, but my 4th and 5th pairs I want to do a little bit smaller, so I'm going to cut about 1.5 centimetres off the ends of these 2 strips here, and make slightly smaller loops. And then my final 2 loops I want to make a little bit smaller again, so say about 3 centimetres off this time. And these will be my smallest loops. These will go on the top of the tree. Sometimes you just need to hold it for a few seconds longer for the glue to dry. The next ones we're going to make, we need 6 or 3 pairs of these scrolls, these ones here. So again, I'm just going to loosely curl them a bit just to start it off, give them a little bit of curl, and it really helps. So if you have a quilling tool like this one, this could be a good way of getting your paper curled. So you just curl it around this tool. If you've used a quilling tool before, this will be really easy. You just curl it round like so, slide it out, and then it uncurls a little like that. I'll do that again. So there's a little slit in that metal. The paper slides into that slit and grips it, so you can really easily curl it around. If you don't have a quilling tool, don't worry, because we can easily do that without. So you can curl it around a skewer or a pencil or anything thin, but it's just starting it off is the hardest bit. But then once you've started off a curl, you can just use your fingers and roll it up. And then you might prefer to do it this way, so gripping the ends and moving it around in your fingers. Like that. Like that, and that's it. Unravel a little bit. So again, it's starting it off that's the trickiest bit. And then 2 more. And they're your 3 pairs, 6 scrolls. So I've actually gone and done 4 extra scrolls here because we're going to put the last 4 inside a loop. So if you just prepare to do a loop, but we're going to stick a scroll inside. So put a bit of glue on the end of this side, stick your scroll in, make sure it's glued down, and then put some glue on there and create your loop so your scroll's inside. Same again, put some glue on the end, glue the scroll in, some more glue and close it up. Okay, now we've got all our bits prepared. Now it's time to unpeel the backing from your sticky strip, both sides. and we're going to stick our first shape on, and it's one of the single loops. So if you take the first one and stick it probably about a centimetre up from the bottom of the sticky strip, straight onto the stick, and turn it over and get your matching one if you're doing matching ones, and lay it on the other side flat up against it like that. Give it a squeeze so that it's stuck really well to the stick. Okay, so the next one to go on is one of the scrolls inside the loop, and you want to place it on so that your scroll is going downwards that way. We'd need to put a little bit of glue just on the top here, not too much, just a little bit, so that when we stick it on, about just under a centimetre onto the sticky, and just give it a squeeze those two pieces together so there's no gaps. So just a little bit of glue helps that stick just there. So flip it over and get the opposite one. Again, make sure your scroll's going downwards. A little bit of glue on that paper there, just part way down, and stick that on. Give it a good press in the middle, so get your fingers inside your loops and press everything down so there's no gaps. So that's the first two. Then you want a scroll, single scroll, again facing downwards. So put a bit of glue part way down that one so it helps it stay where it needs to be, and press that on. Open the scroll out because the scroll will want to go down below that loop. Just give everything a good press, turn over and do the same thing. So a bit of glue down there, open up the scroll a little bit, place that on, make sure everything's tucked together nicely, and then you can move that scroll down a little bit more so it kind of tucks in under there. Okay, then we need another scroll, another single scroll. This time the scroll is going to go upwards, so the opposite direction, and let's get a bit of glue to help it stay there. Press it into the sticky strip on one side, get it stuck down onto there, turn around, same thing. So each time you're going up by just under a centimetre, I'd reckon, up the stick, so the top of your strip is always sticking to the coffee stirrer. The next one is another one of these, but again this time your scroll is going upwards. So keep forgetting to put my bit of glue on, that always helps to do it first. Chuck that in there, glue that down there. Starting to take shape now. So the next one is another loop. you've got your final scroll going upwards. Can open that out a little bit. And then we've got the last 3 pairs of loops to get on, and put my glue on there now. So starting with the largest one, move that scroll out of the way to get that stuck down. And then the next size, so it was slightly smaller, that one. And then finally the smallest one. If you've got any of the stick left at the top, you can just take some sharp scissors and just trim that off, so it's nice and neat. And you should have something that looks a little bit like that. Don't worry if it's not quite, I'm sure it looks as festive. So take your cork, pop that into the cork if you can. Just get it down as far as you can, as far as it'll go, and it's a little bit wobbly, but it should hold. Now you've got some ribbon here, so if you want to add a bow, I'll just tie a little bow onto the front of the cork. It just makes it a little bit more festive. And just trim the ends. So there's your decoration, and I hope you enjoyed that, and please do message me if you've got any questions about this one, or if you get stuck, I'm happy to help. And that's your final project for this crafty getaway, and I really hope you enjoy the projects. Please do message me if you've got any feedback on these. It might help me for designing the next one. But I hope to see you again soon, and have a lovely Christmas.